A smart move, comparing and contrasting. What do a car, a tree, and an elephant have in common? They all have trunks. Even in children's jokes, comparing and contrasting give us unexpected ways of looking at the world. Comparing and contrasting texts is a particularly common move in academic writing. We compare when we look at two texts and see how they are similar. We contrast when we look at two texts and see how they are different. Two texts can be similar or different in terms of what they are talking about. In other words, two texts might talk about the budget deficit, or college football, or the government. They can also be different in terms of how they talk about their subject. They both might address a common audience. They might both use emotional appeals, or they might use two different appeals to talk about the same subject. To compare and contrast, you must focus on questioning the text. Ask yourself questions about how each text is similar or different from the other. How do these texts approach the topic? Are the author's claims similar or different? Do they use similar appeals or different appeals? Do the authors share the same audience? Which text is more effective in meeting its purpose? Usually, college-level writers compare and contrast one point of similarity or difference at a time and thoroughly explore it before moving on to an additional point. As you compare and contrast, you'll come up with your own insights about how authors approach their audiences and topics.